you have a spirit and I have a spirit. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. So once the human in this form is deceased and no longer exists, the spirit continues to exist. So the spirit continues to exist, and my spirit, for some reason, has the ability to still communicate with those spirits. But your experience of that might be, you know, when you instantly fall in love with somebody, or you just have that affinity and that nice connection that's indescribable to the normal senses, you know, the seeing, the hearing, the feeling. And so we connect with people. And I can still connect to those spirits, and they're keen to prove their continued existence. So how did I get into this profession? And a lady randomly gave me a reading. So her spirit was attracted to mine out of the blue. I was actually in the pub when I was 14. So the spirit doesn't know about the human defects. It's pure, and it connects to the other things. It connects to the other world. And so this lady approached me, and we were sitting, and we started talking. And she mentioned what she did, and I'm an absolute skeptic. I was an absolute skeptic, which is a very healthy thing to be. You don't necessarily have to believe something just because somebody tells you. We need to do our own research, as you're doing, which is great, and draw our own conclusions. Otherwise, there's no point. She gave me a reading, and she mentioned certain things in that reading. One thing particular, so she had my granddad with me. There was some specific detail. Now, this is a complete stranger. And I was with my brother, which I also validated that it wasn't just a couple of drinks that were making me want to believe it or disbelieve it, if my mentality was then, prove it wrong. And she, there were a few things, specific things. She says, "Oh, I'm seeing this ruler. Show me this ruler," and it opens out, and it folds out. But this woman's lost her, you know, she's crazy, she's lost her mind. And then my brother and I looked at each other at exactly the same moment. We were like, he had a yardstick. He was a carpenter that was very significant to what he did. And she says it's got these brass bits, and the hinges on it were brass. And both of us had forgotten about this specific thing, but the spirit knew to give something that would absolutely blow any doubt out of the water what's important to me in my readings. So then she said to me, "You can do this. Try it." And she handed me her ring. She says, "Just hold it, close your eyes, and tell me what you see." And perhaps a couple of drinks helped me on that occasion, because I was like, I'm just going to go with this, even to disprove it. And I started seeing random things. I saw diamonds. I saw them being put into teddy bears. I said, "I'm seeing diamonds being, and then going onto an aeroplane." Now, I hadn't seen a movie. There was no connection to my mindset whatsoever. I said, "This is what I'm seeing." She went, "Yes, I lived in a country that was a closed currency, which means you can't remove the currency from, I didn't, 14 years old, I didn't understand anything." So in order for us to move out of the country, we had to convert the money locally into assets and then bring them abroad to resell and get local currency. I don't know what, I don't know what that deal was, but it was so specific. So that was the first example, and I felt, I don't know, I thought, what does she want from me? I'm actually a gay man, so I knew it wasn't about that. So I knew it wasn't anything there. She's quite stereotypical looking, in terms of what you might describe as a witch, or historically, you know. And she had like she had dark hair with the grey splatter, you know, very piercing blue eyes. So I thought, okay. Anyway, she became a friend, and my brother I would go out with, and he said, "Do that trick, do that trick." And I thought, actually, I'm going to try it. I'm not going to have contempt prior to investigation. I'm going to see what I get. Again, find out, and then come to a conclusion. So I started experimenting with it, and the more and more I saw people's reactions to the information they were receiving, complete strangers, and I thought, I can't disprove it. You know, I'm talking about people's hallways and saying, "Oh, there's an argument about the carpet in the hallway at the moment." You know, really random things that would either make complete sense or she's lost it. And I now understand that psychic energy. So psychic energy is my spirit connecting to your spirit. That is everything that you store that's happened in your life up until today. It's there. It's in black and white. It's everything that you know. Yeah, it's fascinating that somebody can establish that. And I don't know anything about you, and it's like opening someone's diary or opening someone's post. There's an appropriate way of dealing with it, and psychics don't. There's a karmic effect if you do that. to yourself, you know, for detriment. So there's kind of safeguarding in the spirit world. But then the spiritual side is when somebody, the spirit that's passed over, will come through and they'll give me a description. I'll see them, which is called clairvoyance, clear seeing, French. Their audience, their hearing, their sentience, feeling. So they will use every element of my body. It's not this external thing. They're using my body as a vessel. And then there's clairaugustance, which I think is replacing the smell. And then there's claircognizance, which is I just know, which tends to be how I operate now. I have no reason, I don't have to describe anything. I just say, this is what's happening at the moment, and I tend not to remember. So there's never it's never negative, and otherwise I wouldn't be able to do it. However, some uncomfortable things can come up. So when I had the recruitment company, I was in the Philippines, so we moved it over there. I was at a party, I wasn't practicing this, and I had this overpowering feeling of this gentleman, and I was stood next to this lady, and I had to ask, you know, it's like taking someone shopping, oh, you know, this is something I can do. And so I asked permission. It wasn't really the environment, but this gentleman really wanted to get through, and that's rare. And she was like, I've never had a reading, I'm open to it. And I said, I have a gentleman, I believe it's your father. Is he in spirit? Yes. Says, oh, did he die on Christmas Eve? She said yes. So I was like, oh, it's really specific. I said, actually, he was shot in his car. And she was like, even I was surprised, but this is the, and usually they wouldn't bring up anything that would traumatize somebody or re-traumatize them, but he clearly needed to get through. The next thing he says, that her mother would pass to spirit by Christmas. This is July. I was like, no, not doing this. Hang on a minute, not my job. I'm not saying this. So I went back. I was like, let's give me more information. So she's amazed that her dad's there and that there is a proof of continued existence. His message, he was saying to me, I was receiving the information that should be passing by. So it's like, no, I don't do this. And I had to kind of diplomatic. I said, when was the last time you saw your mum? Oh, do you know, it's been 6 months. She doesn't live too far, but just life's taken over, la, 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 la. It's like your dad would really like to see you all together again, and for her to receive the message that, you know, he still exists and he's waiting. So that was the Thursday. Didn't know this lady, didn't swap numbers or anything. And Tuesday morning, I get a call, unrecognised number. Hi, Bobby, this is, I can't even remember her name. My mum passed away this morning. I saw her at the weekend. We hadn't spoken. I wouldn't have seen her that time. She passed away suddenly. I just want to say I'm so grateful we had that conversation. I always say it's not me, it's just the information. And that was the spirit world, although I received something, I don't usually filter anything, but I wouldn't, that's, you know, really the most rare circumstance. And it did create good, and that's the nature of it. So that sticks out. Another time I met a client, there's going to be problems with the job, which again isn't very fulfilling or makes you feel good. And it transpired that week because of Brexit, it was international visa. He said, somebody had worked 10 years. He said he was ready and able. And he was like, oh, he expected it. So again, it was to help him not go to full on meltdown, leave the country, but be prepared. So the only time where it's felt like, oh, bad news will be good news, but we have to just get through the bad news first. And it's all for the greater good. So they're the two main things. And the reason they stick out is because I don't usually receive bad news. The third one would be a friend in Miami who became a friend, recovered from cancer in the womb or something, had everything removed and had the all clear. She requested a reading, and I said, it's going to come back. It's coming back in your lungs. Because then I realised I don't fall, after that experience of the mother passing and seeing what the creation actually was good, I said, they wouldn't give me anything bad. I said, just so you know, and you're prepared, it's going to come back, but you will recover. You must keep your mind connected and they will feel you. And 3 months later, Bobby just had a diagnosis, it's in my lung. That lady has completely reversed it. It's almost like the spirit world were working on it already. I don't profess to be a doctor. I don't know anything. I just literally relay the information I give. And because she was ready for it, she took the spiritual approach as well as the medical opinion. And now, they would have been happy if they maintained it, and very happy just to keep it as it was, but she reversed it. So powerful. Yeah, this is it. Then how do they move? But again, it's there to assist and it's there to help. My understanding is we're in the third dimension and there's the fourth dimension, and which is the spirit world. And there's other realms that continue above that, and we can choose whether to come back or continue to go up under hierarchy, source, depending on what we need to do to enhance our spirit. So anything we learn and deal with in this life, we'd never have to do again. Likely to help other people. I have a different understanding, and again, because it doesn't come from books, I've never been able to read a book cover to cover, which may be a blessing in disguise, which is an attention thing, and I don't really repeat information that I've picked up. It tends to come from there. But then there's certain books where I really connect to now, more recently, just in the past year, I found a specific document that talks about all of this very freely, not with lit candles and get over my head. It's just like this energy. We know that we're energy. You know, it's just in very real terms. So I know we'll be reunited. I know that they're waiting. When my father passed, he was struggling. It was a very quick lung cancer diagnosis within 3 months, but then he started struggling with his heart and got taken into hospital the night before. And I was sat with him for a few minutes just before he passed, and he was sitting there, and I said, "Dad, you know your mum's waiting for you because of what I do." I said, "You're a Christian, I said, "Can do this." And your dad, I said, "We can take care of each other here. You'll be able to see it all." They don't watch us in the shower. They're not judging us on what boyfriends, you know, they're female, they've done it. Literally, a lot of people have a fear around that, like, oh, what would they think? They don't think, they just supply energy that's going to make sure you're going to be the best version of you in that specific time. So I said, and within 1 minute, my dad said the Lord, lay down in bed and passed. We were like, is he sleeping or is he dead? Because he was ready. He knew. A bit weird to say, wait to see the dad pass away, but it's one of the most profound experiences of my life to see the spirit go. And he's always in touch with me now. It's like, Dad, I'm on holiday, you didn't pay for it. So when they go over, if they knew you or they knew of you, like a grandparent before you were born, they want to help. Just like on Earth, if they've got the experience, they will now utilise it with permission to assist you on your way.